Above the curve, on the curve, below the curve. Understanding just this will completely change how you live your life and how you understand time, right? When you're above the curve, time is on your side, right? Above the curve means you do things early, you do them better, you do them stronger, whatever it is. But the idea behind above the curve is that you're being time efficient. You're actually getting progress. And in some ways, that progress leads to more progress. It's compounding, the most powerful force in the universe, right? If you're on the curve, that means you're surviving. That means that you're doing just what you're supposed to, what you're expected, right? But this is actually kind of a pretty bad spot to be in, because I know it's like you just want to do just the minimum to be able to get by, right? But here's the thing, if you keep on doing that over the long run, right, you'll end up spending way more time if you were just above the curve. There is a huge amount of benefit of just being a little bit better than your peers, and that it just saves you just a ton of time down the road because you get more rewards. You end up saving time because things don't take as long. You end up understanding things more than you could. You can build more connections, and the next skill gets easier. Being above the curve is hugely beneficial compared to being on the curve. And the spot you definitely don't want to be in is below the curve. Below the curve is when you consistently are not doing what you need to do, consistently getting worse. Things are getting harder because here's the thing. In life, if you want to learn a skill, you need to know the prerequisites. You need to know the sub skills to be able to learn the skill. But if you're forced to, like, let's say, jump in and do something like hard, right? You don't have the prereqs, it's just impossible, right? How skill building works is that you need to unlock the previous skills to be able to do the future skills, right? And if you don't, it's just literally impossible. That's what below the curve is when you're consistently not doing, like, you're not doing well. And then it gets harder and it gets harder and that gets harder, and that's when you drop out, right? The above the curve, on the curve, below the curve is actually completely related to just time. If you think about it, skill development is all about time, right? If you aren't able to gain your skills quickly enough, right, you end up failing over and over and over until you just give up. Most people cannot handle failure, right? Just in general, right? They fail once, they give up. Like more than 50% of people, if they fail one time, they don't even try again, right? If they fail twice, like 80% don't do it. 3 times, like 90, right? People really hate failure, but it's an essential part of learning. It's just part of the process, right? And so you don't want to be stuck in the below the curve where, you know, you fail once and then you never do it again. And then you fail once and you never do something else again. And you fail once and you never do something else again. Instead, you want to be ahead of the curve. You have to be a little brave. You have to push through the failure until you know how to do the thing. And then you can move on. And instead of being nerfed by not knowing how to do so much, you instead are empowered by being able to do so many things. I can teach you how to be above the curve. It's actually really simple, right? You can go back to core fundamentals